107.5 WGCI, the Shine's #1 for hip hop and R&B. It's the morning show. Leon Rogers,
Yes,
Kendra G, myself, Kyle. And we told y'all, man, she's here hanging out with us. Lil Durk's mom, Miss Lashawnda Woodard. Such a lovely lady, man. We had an opportunity to meet when our Taronda Jones was doing a turkey drive that day. That was a great time to meet you. But now you're back to talk about things that you have going on. 7220 is the book, the memoir. And from what I'm seeing, this is not just a book about being Lil Durk's mom. This is about you growing up on the south side of Chicago and everything that led up to where you are now, correct?
Yes. It has a lot of things that I went through as a child, growing up on the south side. It wasn't bad as people think it is, you know. We have just different situations. We still have the gangs, the same gangs. The violence wasn't that bad as it is now.
True indeed.
You know, also Kyle said, you know, we met you for the first time. Shout out to our sister Taronda for that drive, because that's when you and I first met. And one of the things that I remember about that conversation is we got right into a situation you had to deal with last year. You know, I think no parent ever wants to go through this. But unfortunately, you lost your son to gun violence right here in Chicago, Dante D thing.
Yeah.
And you know, like I said, in our first meeting, we went right into that conversation, and you brought it up.
Yeah.
And so I just want to talk about, if you know, it hasn't even been a year yet. You know, the moment when you got that phone call about your son.
I'm sorry. I'm still going through it. It's kind of hard. The reality of it is I can't accept it right now. And it's still kind of hard for me to acknowledge that, like, okay, I can't FaceTime him anymore, or call him anymore. It's still, you know, kind of unreal right now. And I'm dealing with it. I'm going to deal with it, you know, head on. I have to, you know, because I have to be here for his kids, you know. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's very, very, very hard. And the depression and anxiety that I'm dealing with now, I dealt with as a child, and now it's gotten worse. You know, as a child, it kind of subsided a little bit, but then when this happened, it got a little worse. But I'm gonna deal with it, because that's something D-Thing wanted me. He said, "Ma, you got to get out there and do whatever," and that's what I'm doing.
Let's talk about the mother aspect, being the matriarch, the mother of the family, and other mothers who lost sons in this. And from what I see on the outside looking in, you all tend to talk to each other about this stuff. Everybody, like, you know, you like Tuka that was killed, FBG Doug, and then you have your son that was killed. What are the mothers saying? Because it seemed like the mothers try to get together and say, hey, look, you know, guys, can we stop all this nonsense? Or do the mothers have that type of coalition?
Right now, the gun violence is not going anywhere, no time soon. It's just too much going on. You got the beefing, you got the this and the dead, which is awful. And I mean that all across the board. I don't care who it is.
Right.
You know, everyone and anyone that this dead is disgusting to me. And I don't think, and the more it happens, is the harder it's going to get for everybody. It's not going to subside anytime soon, I don't think. I mean, we're hoping.
Right.
But I don't think so.
You have these conversations with the other mothers, though?
No.
I wanted to ask you in that same lane, because one of the messages that I got when we told people that you were coming on today was kind of like addressing, well, can you ask her, you know, how do you deal with some of the messaging that might be in Durk's music, you know, as a mother? Because obviously we know you never wanted him to get caught up in the streets and the things that go on with that, but we know that, you know, with this music sometimes it addresses the violence and the real things that are happening in the city. So as a mother, do you ever pull him to the side and say, son, don't say that, or
oh my God,
son, come on, we're not really trying to go down that road, or, you know, but how do you deal with that as a mother, at the same time him having creative freedom as an artist?
I've always been in Durk's ear about his lyrics in his song, and he'll tell me something so that I could just shut up. And he's like, okay, Mom, well, no, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And I tell him just to change up your lyrics, do something different. Nobody wants to hear about someone's child that, you know, passed away. You know, your brother passed away, and we're hearing the same thing, you know. And I understand the hurt, but you have to deal with it in a different aspect. Yeah.
That's real.
I'm always in his ear. Always been in D-Thang ear. But they're grown.
For sure.
Yeah, but I do my part.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to do it on the internet.
Right.
But I do my part. My part is always done.
For sure.
So heavy this morning. So just, if we ever need something more lighter with lyrics, tell Lil Durk Killer Kane. That's my rapper name.
Oh my God.
I can get signed to the label.
We don't
I'm
want
trying
his
to
career
get
to
signed.
go
I'm gonna
south.
do positivity,
Time to take a break.
positivity.
Time to take a break.
No, okay.
That's right.
All right.
Don't encourage me. Don't.
More with Miss Lashawnda Woodard coming up. We don't want you to go anywhere, but we are going to take a quick break and come right back and talk more. We're going to dive more into this memoir. 7220 is the book. Don't go anywhere. Chicago's GCI. 107.5 WGCI, the Shi's #1 for hip hop and R&B. It's the morning show. The Destin legend Leon Rogers.
Yes, sir.
The beautiful Kendrick G.
Morning.
Myself, the shortest stand man in Chicago, Kyle. We're joined this morning by the very lovely Miss Lashawnda Woodard.
Good morning.
That's right. For those that do not know, this is Lil Durk's mom. She's here with us to talk about her newest book, newest memoir, 7220, which is a reference to your old address, yes?
Yes.
Huh?
My favorite place.
Real quick, I know we're going to get back to the questions, but if you guys want to check out the book, go to her website, www.lashawndawoodard.com, and it's spelled LASHAWNDA Woodard.com. Spelled just like my wife, man. We got good things in common. That's what's up. That's right.
I want to talk about the moment when you realized your son was going to be a superstar rapper, because there's so many, parents who have sons and are like, "Ma, I want to quit it all, become a rapper." And you're like, "Boy, go to school. This is not for you." But what was the moment that you were like, "Okay, my son is talented. This is something he could do and pursue." And now Lil Durk is literally one of the biggest rappers in the world.
Yes. It started when he was, I would say, 7th, 8th grade. And it was so hard for me keeping him in school. It was always a problem. The teachers calling and the parents coming around like, "Oh, he did this, he did that," good fighting and so forth and so on. So one day he was under the table and he was writing. Like, "Boy, you ain't been writing lately. You don't even do your homework." So he was like, "No, I'm writing this rap." So I'm like, "Okay, you writing a rap?" And then he was like, "Read it." So I read it. And I'm like, "Okay, it sounds okay." Then he started asking me for studio money. And it was always $50. It was always $50. I never ever had the complete $50. I always had like 45, 47. It was never. But I gave it. And I knew then his drive, him writing all the time. I never seen him like write that much ever. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be it. So I just continued to give him what I had to do the studio time.
For sure.
Can we talk about the men in Durk's life, like his father, maybe uncles or brothers? But I'm just, and let's be 100 about it. You did it as a single mom, correct?
Yes.
So does he have any influences in his life on the male side that kind of could help you when he was coming up, or it was basically just you all in by yourself with the boys?
My brother.
Okay.
Yeah, my brother helped me the best that he can. A lot of my neighbors help me with him. When they see him out, they be like, "Oh, it's time for you to get in that house." We was always looking for Durk.
Wow.
Always. He was always, "Okay, be in the house at 7, be in the house at 8. We have to go look for him 7:30, 8 o'clock. We looking for him, and it was always a problem. But my brother did pretty good. The best that he could do.
Mm.
Yeah.
When you were coming up and raising him, I know a lot of times like artists that come in here and they talk about their first introduction to music might have been through their parents or their family. Was there music that you was playing around the house that kind of you feel like maybe influenced him?
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Boom, 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 boom. See you at the crossroads. Lonely.
Bone Thugs, it's the first of the month.
Right, my girl said, and Craig and Tasha is in the house. What happened to her?
Bone Thugs, huh? You love them, huh?
Yeah, I like them.
That's what's up. That's
So
what's up.
we're here today because you wrote a book. So what inspired you to write this book in the first place?
I always had the book in mind since high school.
Okay.
But I just never put any effort to, get into writing it until recently. And it took me maybe about 2-3 weeks to write it.
Wow.
That's it?
That's it.
You sat down and knocked it out.
I swear. Yeah.
Mm.
I was just constantly writing. I got stuck a few times when I talked about my situation with attempted rape and sexual assault. And I got stuck, but it didn't take me no time.
Let's talk. Let's go into that. Like, so you said growing up you had like anxiety, PTSD. Let's talk about how you carry that into adulthood, and like how sometimes I don't think people see that these young men and women out here, they suffer from PTSD too. Do you sit on somebody's couch and talk about it, or did you just work your way through it yourself? Because a lot of people look down on going to see a therapist or something like that. I know I go see one once every 2 weeks because I'm crazy. I know it, right? So like, does bringing that from your childhood to your adulthood, how have you worked to temper that, and then do you try to stop it when you see it in your children or see it in youth coming up?
I've tried. The therapist is my husband.
Okay. Love. I mean, I'm just saying, you got somebody to talk to.
I really need to go see a therapist though. But my thing is with therapists, they always try to medicate you, and I'm not gonna.
Right.
I'm not gonna do that. So I deal with it the best that I can. And as far as the PTSD, it's the worst. It's like I hate when my phone ring at a certain time because when I got that phone call about D-Thing, it was maybe 2 or 3 in the morning. So if my phone ring that late, there's something wrong. Yeah, so that's when it kicks in. And then my granddaughter Willow, she just be 2 and 3 in the morning. I don't know, just be her iPad, and then she'd call me, and I'm like, oh my God, what's wrong? And then she'd just be like, hey grandma, I'm gonna call you back, and hang up. So that PTSD, as far as my phone, like I hate when my phone ring at a certain time.
Yeah. Understood. Yeah. When we come back, I want to talk to you more about the family and how the family is, kind of dealing with the success of Durk as well as some of the losses you guys have suffered. We're here today in Chicago. Miss Lashawnda Woodard is here. Lil Durk's mom hanging out with her. Go to her website, LaShawndaWoodard.com. Get the book, 7220. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more about that up next. All right, it's GCI. GCI, the Shy's #1 for hip-hop and R&B. It's the morning show. Leon Rogers. Yeah. Kendra G, myself, Kyle. We're here joined this morning with Miss Lashawnda Woodard, the mother of Lil Durk. She's here to talk about her 7220 book that is definitely available at www.LaShawndaWoodard.com. Before we took that last break, I wanted to ask you, with all of the success that Durk is having, how does the rest of the family deal with something like that? Because Durk was one of your 4 children. You know what I mean? Of course, you have friends and extended family. Like, how does the rest of the family deal with having somebody that's a superstar, you know what I'm saying, that they're related to? Like, how does it affect your life, your children's life?
They are so surprised that who he is now. Because of the type of child he was coming up, like always active, always in trouble. And they were so surprised, like, oh my God, he really did it. Yeah, they deal with it pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do they get to walk around and say, yo, you know what, my brother hit me off for $50,000 this week. I'm good. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, the benefits of it.
We love it.
So bringing it back to the book, you have a book signing tomorrow right here in Chicago. Give the details about the book signing. Oh, you don't know? Kyle has it. Your publicist team.
The book signing is happening for those that are interested at Soulful Bookstore, 1508 West 18th Street here in Chicago. Soul, S-O-U-L, Full, F-U-L-L, Soulful Bookstore, 1508 West 18th Street in Chicago. The doors are at 6:30. Get there, man. Hit the link. tinyurl.com. Everybody's familiar with that. tinyurl.com/7220 book. 7220 book.
I have the book in my hand. She actually brought free copies for us, but Leon said he's gonna buy a copy.
Buy one.
Yes, I'm gonna buy.
I want my free one too, but I'm gonna buy one.
Okay, I'm gonna buy one. I'm gonna pay for mine, but I want it to come with Little Durk wedding tickets.
That's hilarious.
I'm your plus one for the wedding.
I just want to come to the reception.
Right,
The reception's gonna be lit, man. The reception, food and the drink at the reception. I know that bar gonna be lit.
What's your feelings on this relationship? Because I look at it like, wow, like this guy's on top of the world and he's already ready to settle down. I think most people are like, yo, I'm an artist, I'm out here, let me live my life, and then later on when I'm ready to slow down, then maybe I'll look for a wife. What are your feelings on where he's at with this as a mother?
I was surprised at the when he did
Really?
it. Yeah, I was surprised. He usually tell me everything.
Oh.
He didn't tell me that one.
Was he scared mama would spill the beans if he told you? Because that's maybe why he didn't tell you. You know, you'd be like, girl, you supposed to be proposing to that girl. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that.
I was so surprised that he got down his knee. I'm like, this is it. I looked at my daughter and she looked at me. She was like, oh my God. We was all shocked.
What's one thing, even though your son is a superstar right now, what's one thing you can do as a mom that get him in line real quick? Like if you feel like, okay, you get a little too Hollywood there, Durky world, let me slow you down a little bit. Is there a code or a phrase that comes out your mouth where he know, let me chill because mama about to go left?
No. Because he always, he knows when I'm serious or when I'm upset.
All right.
And he was like, oh man, Ma, you was working my nerves. I'm like, well, you definitely work my nerves. We work each other's nerves. And he'll just come through and we're like, he get his kisses in.
Okay. So I'm gonna put you on the spot because you've been bopping to all the music we've been playing when we in the commercial break. So give me your top 5 rappers.
Okay, I have to say besides
Your son.
my baby.
Okay, so besides Durk.
Okay, Lil Baby.
Lil Baby.
Money Bag.
Money Bag.
And it don't have to be in order.
No,
Right, just
okay.
Herbo.
Okay.
That's it.
But we can add Durk in it then, so you got top 4.
That's top 3.
Okay, that's top 3. Okay. So
Is it? What plus
Lil Baby, Lil Baby,
Right.
Money Bag
and Herbo.
and Herbo. Okay.
You
And
said Herbo.
G
Herb,
Herbo.
I call him Herbo.
I call him Pretty Boy Herb.
I call him Herbo.
Hi, Mama.
I smoke with him. Herbo.
Well, look, we wish you the best, man. This book is out, you know what I mean? It's about your life as well as raising Lil Durk. That's just a part of your life, but you have a whole life. You deal with some serious things like you mentioned earlier.
Mama got a life too.
Depression, PTSD, things of that nature that people can learn from. We wish you the best. The book is $72.20. You guys can go to www.LaShawndaWoodard.com to cop the book. Make sure you see it tomorrow, 1508 West 18th Street at Soulful Bookstore for a book signing at 6:30 p.m. Register at tinyurl.com/7220 the book. Miss Lashawnda Woodard, we appreciate you being here today. Yeah, thank you so much, man. You are amazing. We appreciate you. All right?
you.
CCI.